Senhoras e senhores, it's time. Bruce Buffer, aqui no Globoesporte.com. You know, you're very famous in Brazil. You have a lot.
Thank you, thank you.
Your catchphrase, it's time, very popular here in Brazil. How do you create it?
You know, it's like the fighters have been training for 8 to 10 weeks. On the given night of the fight, you're sitting there for 5, 6 hours. Finally, the main event comes out. Two of the greatest warriors, fighting warriors in the world enter the octagon. So right now for them, for me, for the audience, for everybody watching around the world, it's time.
You have a book now. When Brazilians, your Brazilian fans can buy it, will come here.
Well, if you go to Amazon.com now, you may be able to buy it, but only in the English version. But we have a publisher in Brazil. It will be published in Portuguese. I think it will be released in Brazil around August. It's been 17 years I've been in the octagon. I've only missed 2 shows. I'm also going to tell you about fights that I've seen outside the octagon. And I even have a chapter to all the girls I've loved before. So there's so much in this book.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot. It's very exciting.
Can you give us a little taste without ruining any surprise?
I'll tell you about a sparring match I had in 1991, 2 years before the UFC came around, when I was doing a lot of kickboxing. And I went to a dojo in Torrance, California, and I met a very thin young man named Royce Gracie, who invited me into a room and closed the door and asked me to take his head off. And about 30 seconds later, I was choking for every ounce of air I could possibly get, because he had me on the ground in a side choke, telling me, tap, tap, tap. And I'm like, okay, I tap. And he stood up and he goes, see, isn't it nice not to get hit in the face? And I'm going, yeah, nice.
That's when you met jiu-jitsu.
That's when I met jiu-jitsu. And then when Royce came out in 1993 with his arms on the back of his father and his brothers, I said to myself, these fighters have no idea what's about to happen to them. No idea.
In Brazil, the biggest passion is soccer.
Yes.
Can we try a little game? I tell you the names of Brazilian players and you say it with your style?
Yeah, sure. Ronaldinho! Neymar! And now, this is the moment soccer fans around the world have been waiting for. It's time! Brazil! LEK, 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 LEK. LEK, 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 LEK. Obrigado.